We present our work on avatar fingerprinting for verifying the authorized use of synthetic talking head videos. Recently, we have seen many valid use cases of synthetic talking heads, such as with videoconferencing and personalized avatars. Our goal in this work is to verify whether a synthetic avatar of a person talking is driven by an authorized identity or not. A talking head generator can synthesize a video using only a picture of the person's face and the expressions from their driving video. We call this a self-reenacted video when the person in the driving video matches the one in the target image. This approach can be used for video conferencing over a low bandwidth channel. However, without proper safety mechanisms, this technology could be misused. For instance, here we show a case of cross-reenactment where Identity 1 may be impersonating Identity 2 or Identity 3 without their authorization. We want to detect such cases of potential misuse. Note that this is a very different task from deepfake detection. In our case, the question is not whether a video is synthetic or real, but rather whether a given synthetic video is trustworthy or not. We call this novel task avatar fingerprinting. We take inspiration from cognitive science research, which shows that each person's facial dynamics have unique signatures. For example, focus on this woman speaking.
A slice of cake is the perfect ending to a meal. Wouldn't you agree?
You can see that she moves her head and eyebrows when speaking, while the man says the same sentence with a much more muted expression.
A slice of cake is the perfect ending to a meal. Wouldn't you agree?
These tendencies can be observed across different videos and utterances. To capture these differences, we propose to learn an embedding space based on these dynamic facial identity signatures. That is, the embedding vectors of synthetic videos driven by the same identity should be clustered together as shown for the self-reenactments by Identity 1. Furthermore, cross-reenactments where the driving identity is still Identity 1, as shown in the bottom left, should also fall in the same region. In contrast, videos produced by, say, Identity 4 should cluster far from Identity 1 in this space, even when Identity 4 drives other targets. While introducing this novel task, we observed that there are currently no datasets for training and evaluation of models for avatar fingerprinting. Therefore, we designed a new dataset, the NVFAIR dataset, that contains both original and synthetic talking head videos. To capture the original videos, we ask 46 participants to engage in recorded video calls. This encourages a more natural interaction. Each video call proceeds in 2 stages. First, subjects speak on 7 common everyday topics in free-form monologues when prompted by their recording partner. Here, we show snippets of the subject responses for the prompt. Is there a household chore you don't like doing?
I really, really do not like washing the dishes. I think it's just such a chore.
I typically don't love washing the dishes. Now, don't get me wrong, I love making food and I love eating food.
Next, subjects memorize and recite 30 sets of sentences in a manner most natural to them.
I can't believe I misplaced my keys yet again. I have to leave for the airport right now.
I can't believe I've misplaced my keys yet again. I have to leave for the airport right now.
Having the same subject speak in both stages is another unique property of our dataset. It allows for a rigorous evaluation of avatar fingerprinting, since now the model needs to rely on how a person talks rather than on what's being said and the context of the video. Lastly, to generate synthetic videos, we apply 3 state-of-the-art generators to the captured data, resulting in a large dataset of more than 650,000 synthetic talking head videos. For each subject, we generate both self and cross-reenacted videos. Here, we show the process of synthetic video generation with 3 subjects. While existing synthetic talking head datasets only contain either self or cross-reenactments, our dataset provides self-reenactments for each subject and cross-reenactments driven by all other subjects. We also propose a method for avatar fingerprinting that estimates a signature from the facial dynamics of a synthetic talking head video. Such a signature would link the synthetic video directly to the driving identity, independently of the appearance. Given an input video, we abstract away from the facial appearance, while still capturing facial dynamics by providing time series normalized landmark distances as input to a temporal convolutional net. The output of the network is a dynamic identity feature which we train to represent the temporal dynamics in the input clip. We want to cluster these features based on the driving identity. To achieve this, We propose a dynamic identity embedding contrastive loss that pulls a clip driven by a given identity, say identity 1, closer to other clips driven by identity 1 while pushing it away from the clips driven by others. We refer the viewer to our paper for more details. To show that our method indeed predicts signatures that are closer for videos driven by the same person, we first choose a reference identity, say identity 1. We compute the dynamic identity signatures of identity 1 for a reference set of self-reenactments. We want to verify whether a new incoming synthetic video is driven by identity 1 or not. We consider 3 types of synthetic videos. First, a new held-out self-reenactment by identity 1. Second, a cross-reenactment driven by identity 1. And third, a cross-reenactment where identity 1 is being driven by somebody else. We compute the average distance, d, of the embedding vectors for each of these clips from the reference embedding vectors. The values of d indicate that when a clip is driven by identity 1, it lies closer to the other videos driven by identity 1. More results like these can be seen in our paper. We also report the average area under the curve for detecting self versus cross reenactments on a test set of 35 identities generated using face vid-to-vid and also using new generators that are not seen during training. More results, including a comparison to relevant deepfake detectors, can be found in our paper. In conclusion, we introduce the novel task of avatar fingerprinting for verifying the authorized use of synthetic talking head videos. To facilitate research on this novel problem, we contribute the NVFAIR dataset. We also propose the first algorithm for this task. We hope that this paves the way for future investigations into this important topic.